Welcome to the Dragonflight Explained series, where I give you bite-sized lore and certain elements that may be useful to know going into Dragonflight, serving as a reminder for veteran players and as a little introduction for new players. In today's episode we're looking at Ysera and the Green Dragonflight. Ionar charged the Green Dragonflight with protecting the natural world and the Emerald Dream, a pristine realm of nature and magic, thus meaning they had an affinity with animals and nature. Seen as more approachable than other flights, their only conflicts are with those that seek to corrupt or destroy nature, and to complete their tasks they routinely ask druids to help. The Satyr Xavius had used dark magic in the past to spread the corruption of the Emerald Nightmare throughout the dream, causing many green dragons to become rampaging agents of destruction known as Nightmare Dragons. This corruption was eventually stemmed, and the nightmare had ended, though it was not the last that we would see from Xavius. Ysera had taken part in delivering the enchanted acorn that would end up becoming Nordrassil, placing her own blessing on the tree and binding it to her realm alongside the Night Elf druids. A pact was formed in which the druids agreed to sleep for centuries at a time so their spirits could roam the infinite paths of the Emerald Dream alongside the dragons, and though the druids were grieved as they would give up many years of their long lives to aid in this task, they selflessly agreed to hold up the bargain. It was Ysera that had spoken to Malagos and Nosdormu to convince them to act towards helping free Alexstrasza with the restoration of their powers, meaning that Ysera and a flight could act with confidence in upholding their charge and duties. There came a time during Legion where Cenarius began to succumb to the effects of the Emerald Nightmare, and Ysera was summoned to aid, proclaiming that only the Tears of Elune could save the druid. Fortunately, this is where Xavius once again enters the story, attacking the temple and stealing the Tears of Elune before they could be used to save Cenarius. And without the tears, he succumbed to corruption. To further this terrible act, he managed to corrupt the aspect of self and turned it into a Dragon of Nightmare before retreating. Later, Ysera could be seen leading Xavius' forces in attacking the Temple of Elune, and it was here where she was finally put to rest, her last breath stating that the nightmare had felt so real. With Ysera finally dying, she was free of the nightmare. In Shadowlands, we find out that Ysera's Wild Seed was one of the last to arrive in Ardenweald before the Arbiter ceased operating, and she was revived by the Winter Queen personally. She was responsible for helping some of the tortured Night Elf souls be freed of their wrongful torture in the moor during the burning of Teldrassil. Ysera's fate is sealed. She is bound to Ardenweald, and leaving would cost a great sacrifice for her, but she did say that if Elune willed it, she would soar Azeroth's skies again. As the Dragon Isles are now back, it'd be good to see Ysera back in the story and at least in her homeland, but it's understandable if that isn't possible. Going into Dragonflight, the Green Dragonflight is in an unstable state, with no clear leader or path on what they should do. Merithra was the de facto leader after Ysera's death, though she was not a proper aspect and not all of the flight had agreed on her leadership. So it'll be interesting to see how the story goes for the Green Dragonflight. I'm sure their story is long from being concluded, and we may see a new aspect be empowered during this expansion. To quickly cover who Merithra is, her official title is Merithra of the Dream, and she is a child of the dragon aspect Ysera and was a major figure of the War of the Shifting Sands. She was taken captive in the Temple of Anchorage under a mortal night elf formed by the Karaji, along with a red and blue dragon. She and the blue dragon offered to craft weapons in exchange for Imperial Karaji regalia and 3 Elementium ore. It was during the Fourth War where Merithra had stepped forward to represent the Green Dragonflight, becoming the de facto leader. Working with the adventurer, she helped save the Emerald Dream from an infestation of the Void. While she may not feel confident to live up to the legacy of her mother, she has decided that she's going to try her best to represent her Dragonflight. Merithra was also one of the dragons that helped empower the heart of Azeroth. I hope you guys enjoyed that video of the Green Dragonflight lore, and for the next video I believe we're going to be covering the Primal Incarnates and the Primalists, who are the main bad guys in Dragonflight. But for now, thanks for watching, and see you next time.